Hello everyone. I'm going to run this project, my app, and then it will show me some error messages, and then we will go ahead and find out what is the meaning of these messages and how can we actually go ahead and rectify it or fix it in order to run our app successfully on the emulator or on your device. So like this one, I'm going to try to run it. There we go. Okay. Oh, look at this thing. It gives me tons of messages. If I go to problem, two of those errors are error generating final This one is coming from a different. I'm trying to run this app, right? And it gives me this. What happened here? Because I didn't really focus it. I was supposed to run this particular app. So I was supposed to go to cam action, run as an Android application. So now this time I'm going to see those error messages which are specifically coming from my app. Okay, so I'm going to remove these messages first. Okay, so now I'm going to run this one because now it is in focus. Also it shows me right here cam action, so I just run my cam action. There we go. So it is ready to run on the emulator. I'm going to call it cancel, and I have some issues going on in my app right there. So when you go to error log and go to logcat, it doesn't really show me the problem right now, but when you go in there, it has a problem there, and that's what we were going to find out. So first I'm going to go to project and clean it. Clean my, yeah, that's the project I'm going to clean, the one I'm working on. So here we go. It will clean the project in 2 seconds. Okay, now after cleaning the project, now you see cam action cannot be resolved, cam action 1 cannot be resolved, cam action 1 cannot be resolved to a variable, and then we have to find out what's going on. So if I double click on it, yeah, it will take me straight to my Java file, right? And cam action 1 is here. It says cannot be resolved. Okay, move to the next one. Cam action 1 is here. Cannot be resolved. Okay. Then I go to cam action 1, image view. Everything looks good. How come it's not resolving then? And then comes the last one, and I still see cam action 1. So these are the variables I have defined, but in my declaration it says image view cam action 9. So bingo, we have found the issue, right? So I'll just change it to 1, and then I will save it again. And first I'll delete their messages and try to run it again. Let's see what happens. So this time it is going through fine. I will try to pull up the AVD, Android virtual device. There we go. Fail to install cam action appearing on device, emulator file for no such files or directory, com Android, no such file or directory, launch cancelled. Okay. When you go back in again, error log, you just need to make sure that your, okay, clean this one out too, to make sure you don't have any error messages going on. Some warnings don't really matter though. um, but you just have to make sure that you don't have any issues going on in your Java file, activity file. So you just have to make sure that everything's all clear, everything's fine. So it should run, right? So all you have to do is go to run configuration and make sure you have selected the right emulator in here. So now I have selected an emulator, right? I click on apply and run. But the problem is with emulator is that it just takes forever. It just takes forever to load. So the best bet would be to use your device. So I have my device in my hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my device's settings option, and I will go all the way down and go to developer options and make sure my debugging is on, USB debugging, right? So once your USB debugging is activated on your device, all you have to do is to connect your device with your laptop. Connect the your USB cable to the USB port on the laptop, and then you go ahead, go to run configuration, go to target, and always prompt to pick a device. Okay, so this way when you run it, it will pop up. So if your device is connected, like I'll show you just 2 seconds. I'm going to connect my Android device. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm going to pause it. Okay, so I'm going to connect my Android device to my laptop for debugging. Not debugging, actually use it as my emulator. Actual device, actually it will actually install the APK on my device, and then it will run it. So let's try this time. I'll just go to cam action, and this time it has picked up my device. See that right here, LG phone. Double click, installing cam action APK, success, starting activity, and yes, it is showing me on my phone now. So that's how it goes. But I just want to show you the logcat. Logcat has so many information. Once you get a bunch of error messages, logcat actually helps you with a lot of things. And also error log, where when you go in there, you can just double click on it, you can go straight into your. Also the other thing is, in order to run your program, you can go to project, actually go to run, and you can actually add those breakpoints here. Class load breakpoint, add Java exception breakpoint. You can remove all of those breakpoints. You can do a lot of things. So breakpoints are basically, at this point, you want to run your code for about like 15 lines of codes or 25 lines of codes, and should just stop after that 25th line. And then you can actually tell, okay, this error has occurred within this zone, within this area, within these number of lines. So that's what it is. Also, Eclipse has people are using Android Studio, but Eclipse, basically people who have been using Eclipse for quite some time, it gives more power, more more options to actually create a lot of things. Android has like if I go ahead and create an XML file, new Android XML file, so Android Studio actually gives you this option right there when you try to log in. First time when you try to create a project on Android Studio, it gives you these options too. But it has add map now, it has those tabbed options. It has tabs option there too, right here, tabbed view. a tab widget, a tab host. There's so many things you can still do in your Eclipse. And also this Android Gradle is pretty slow still. Eclipse is pretty cool. When you connect your own Android device, you can basically go ahead and run it right away. What other things I can actually show you on Eclipse is yeah, if you, for some reason sometimes you actually lose one of these tabs, so you say, hey, where's my console tab? Or you lose your logcat tab. I say, hey, where's my logcat? Where's my console? So you just go to window, go to show view, go to console, right? But in order to add the logcat tab, you have to go to view, go to Windows, go to show view, but logcat is not listed in here, so you just have to go to other, then you go to Android. Under your Android, you see your logcat right here. Double click on it. I'll just do that right here. There we go. So it's right here. So your logcat is back now. Error log is already there. Progress view is already there. So this is pretty much it. So everyone knows how to create a new app. Go to new Android application project, and then you actually fill out these things. Just follow the prompts, click on next, and the coolest part is when you select a like API 9, well, Froyo API 1.0, nobody's using 1.0. Froyo 2.2 is pretty old, but right now people are using, at least it starts from Honeycomb and goes up to, basically you can actually select your 24 API 24, which is actually Android 7.0, which is right now. So, well, you have to fill out these. Make sure when you create your package name, make sure package name is, like, say happy people, right? So it will actually create the project name for you. Looks okay to me. But example is a reserved word with Google, so you just have to, I normally just change it to test, or you can call it happy, but it's very repetitive, so you can just go to app 1 or something like that and just click on next. And then on this one, don't you worry about it, just click on next. And this is pretty cool. Go to clip art, go to choose, and this is pretty cool. So if you're trying to create an app like happy people, I said, right? So for happy people, I can actually select this, right? So you click on circle and make changes in the color right here. Well, happy people could be any color, right? Of any color. Here we go. Green is not bad. Oh no, green is not good. Make it, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that looks fair. Okay, so now you go ahead and move to the next one. Blank activity with fragment, empty activity. No, people just start with blank activity, but people who are doing advanced programming, so they can just select one of these, and that would actually help them more. But for beginners, it is blank activity. Just click on next. And I normally do like happy people, right? It really helps because it takes care of my XML, my layout file also. So I would just call it happy activity, right? So activity happy. So next time when you go in there, your app, you can tell right away, okay, because sometimes you have older tabs also open, from your other previous application when you worked on your project or something. So it just starts getting mixed up. So happy activity would actually tell, okay, that's my new app, my happy activity right there. So Now it is creating the layout. It will pull up. So okay, that's a good learning point right here. So error log is error parsing temp download system Android Android Wear. Well, we don't have Android Wear, so we don't really have to worry about it. So we can just remove it right here. It won't really pop up again. Why it is happening? Because API 24. We don't need API 24, right? We need API 20 is good enough. Okay. So once you have selected your API 20, it will pull up your layout right there. That's the graphical layout right there. And you can just go down and you can make it larger, enlarge it. So hello world is just default thing. Excuse me. And also there's a cool thing what I just want to show you. Preview all screen sizes. This is pretty cool, isn't it? So you can just tell right away on different screen sizes how would it look like, right? Okay, also you can just go to preview representative sample. Let me see. You can go to manual previews. I would just go to none, the only preview right here. Okay, again, Nexus 1, Galaxy Nexus 1, generic, whatever you want to select so that you can actually see it on your preview. App theme, don't play with this thing much because it just starts creating so many problems. So just stick to whatever's there. But in order to learn, yes, we can do that right here. App compact. Okay. App compact dialog right here. Okay. Probably I would just go to base v21. No, I don't like this one. I'll just go to base theme fixed size. That's one. You can actually change a lot of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to app compact app theme. That's all. So that's what it is. Okay, happy activity, open happy activity, and compact. That's the name of the package. So in order to find out what is the name of your package, you can just do a drop down there. You can tell right over com app1 happy people happy activity. So this is the name of the package, com app1 happy people. Happy activity is the name of the Java file. Okay, what is this? Any add new translation. You can add the translation something. You don't really worry about these things. You have to create a button, click on button, pull up right here, create a checkbox, pull up right here. So every whatever you actually components you actually add in your app in the layout, it has to have that corresponding code. So like for the button, when you double click on it, that's the code which actually it is generated in your XML file, but nothing is generated in your Java file. So in your Java file, you have to have the code which would be pointing to this button. Whatever this button is going to perform, the function has to be defined in the Java file. What else? Okay, I go back to graphical layout. Again, checkbox, double click on it. There we go, that's the checkbox. It's just the layout, nothing. It's not going to do anything until you actually have to have something in your happy activity Java file. And happy activity Java file is showing us package com app1 import Android support v7 app compact v7 app action bar activity. It is deprecated. Action bar activity is deprecated. So I would say add suppress warning deprecation to happy activity. That's not a problem. so it won't really matter even if it is all crossed out. It will just stay there. Okay, but the problem is, since it is deprecated, it will create issues. So you can just remove your action bar activity and you go back and just leave it to activity. So your happy activity will be extending this activity, but you have to import the activity class right there. There we go. So all of the activities are done, right? So now this is the section. This is the public class. Okay, this class is public. Other app can access this class. Okay, protected void. This is the one. Protected void on create. That's the on create method, which actually creates the activity, actual activity. Content view is set to where? Activity happy. Remember, we have created the layout file. This is the layout file right here. Activity happy XML. That's where we were seeing those layouts, those buttons, and everything, right? Okay, public boolean. Whenever you see the boolean is always yes or no, right? So inflate the menu. This adds items to the action bar if it is present. Okay, so boolean is get menu inflator. Menu inflator or menu happy menu. Return true. Okay, if the happy menu is there. So if I go back and call it action activity, leave it right there. Hopefully I'm not going to get any error message there, because it is basically, so I just click on this. Okay, yeah, deprecated, but it is still there. So this is the one. Okay, now move to the next one. Next one is, again, it is also boolean. Again, yes and no, true or false. Handle action bar item clicks here. The action bar will automatically handle clicks on the home up button, so long as you specify parent activity in Android manifest XML. So integer ID is equal to item get item ID of ID function. If ID is equal to already action settings, return true. Return super on options item selected item. So basically this is the Java activity, and it is by default, it just gives you, when you create an app, start a project, you don't really have to add anything right there, but you can actually modify it according to your needs. The most important part is the Android manifest XML file. So when you create an activity or something, it just shows you a lot of things actually. This is the version of Android code. So when you create your app, it has a version on it, right? Version number, right? When you update it, it should have a new version number on it right here. Uses SDK, Android minimum SDK version 11, Android target SDK version 24. Okay, so that's the SDK version right there. Application, drawable IC launcher, So when you add more activities in your app, you will be adding more activities right here. So this is pretty much it. I had something on my mind I just wanted to share with you, and that's what I have just shared. Pretty long video, but for those who are already these like Java champs or Android champs, they don't really care about these things. But for those who are actually learning Android programming right now, probably it would actually help them to understand how does it work. I'll be uploading more videos, but that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks. Bye.